Did you know that 80% of lash artists are actually aging their clients with their styling?
That's actually so true. And if by the end of this video, you feel like you've been aging one or two of your clients, do not stress because there's always room for improvement. First, who is this lovely lady that is with me today? This is actually the newest member of the Lost Artistry Education team. Meet Rebecca. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of her on our social media. You can find her on Instagram at Lashes by Reb, and she is the queen of styling. So this is the perfect topic to talk with you about today and intro you to our socials, because Rebecca's actually gone viral for this topic in particular.
Using the words, "Your lash extensions are aging you." Not only is this stirring up a little bit of controversy, but it's true. It's not because of the actual lash extensions, it's because of the placement of the lashes that the lash technician placed down.
Yeah, like how you're styling your client. Chances are, guys, if you are using heavy lash extensions or using your longest lengths on the outer corner lashes for most of your sets, chances are you've aged a client or two.
Exactly. The biggest thing I want to say with aging a client is looking at the planes of their eyes. So I guess we'll explain what eye planes are really briefly, but a client's going to have one of three eye planes. So they're either going to have even eye planes, meaning their outer corners and their inner corners are sitting at a leveled plane. They can have ascending eye planes, meaning their outer corners are sitting a little bit higher than their inner corners. Or they could have descending eye planes, meaning their outer corners are sitting lower than their inner corner. So if your client has ascending eye planes, you don't have to worry about aging them with putting those longer lengths on the outer corners, just because their natural eye is sitting higher, so it's already lifted. But let's say your client has even eye planes or descending eye planes, the eye is gonna naturally just slope down towards the end. So if you put the longest length on the low point of the eye, it's going to droop the eye and create an aging effect. So that combined with a higher density, like let's say we put super long lengths, very dense lashes towards the outer corner, that is actually gonna close the eye, not open it, and is not going to lift the eye, therefore causing the aging effect.
Yeah, and even an additional point on that is if you don't look at your client's natural lash lift too, and then they have a downward facing eye plane, or their eyes are even just normal and they have downward facing natural lashes, and you use like a B curl or a C curl out there, then it's gonna sit even lower. So they're gonna look even more droopy.
So true.
Than before.
It's so true. That's a very good point you mentioned.
We now know how to make our clients look older, but how do we keep them looking youthful? And how do we make sure the lash set looks beautiful? Do you have any tips for that?
Good question. So if our purpose is just youth, what I would personally recommend is lower density on the eyes and adding more height to the eye versus width. So instead of elongating the eye, if you think of a more youthful face, you think of big eyes, more doll-like features. So I would personally opt for more of a doll eye lash design, but this is also dependent on your features naturally and your client's natural features. So assessing and doing a lash analysis would be my #1 recommendation, so that we have all the measurements laid out, and then from there you can cater a lash design according to those measurements.
Yeah, and also on the point of lifting the eye up too, that is true. It does make the eye look more youthful when it is opened up more, particularly for your older clients. But another really important thing is your direction. So if you're doing an open eye mapping, that's step 1, but step 2 is also making sure that your direction follows suit. So you can't place your extensions pointing out toward the ear and expect the eyes to look more open. They have to be directed and placed with intention, so they are lifting up toward the eyebrow. And ironically, this also makes your clients look more youthful, because if they have heavier skin on the eyelid, then guess what? It's gonna be covered. You're not gonna be able to see it as much. So it's gonna be lifted up and over, really taking attention to the lashes and the openness of the eyes instead of drooping it down. And these techniques work also not just for your older clients, but also your younger ones as well.
Such a good point. And also, I guess we should mention curl of the lash. What would you opt for a more lifting effect or youthful effect for curl?
Yeah, so curl is really tricky because every client will need a little something different based on their natural lash lift, which we are going to be diving into. Side note for a second, myself and Rebecca, as we have joined forces, we're going to be doing an online webinar that's super inexpensive. It's like around 35
bucks.
Yeah. 35 USD.
So cheap,
crazy. It's going to be over 2 hours for this price of just intense style theory. And not only are you going to just get to join us live on this webinar. If you want to join live, don't worry. I know a lot of you guys are going to panic and say, but I won't be able to make it on this day. Don't worry, you'll be able to join after 2. We will record it, send it to you. You're going to have lifelong access, and you're actually going to be able to ask us questions there too, live. So we'll be able to really connect on that live. It's going to be well worth.
Very well worth
your money. So we'll dive into that more in that course. Can be done from anywhere in the world. We will put more information about that in the description below. You can see it here on our website. Guys, if any of this is hitting you, just come. Honestly,
please come. We want you there.
We want you there for sure. It's gonna be so fun. And I'm honestly, every time I do these webinars, I love just connecting with everyone. Like getting to know, I leave there, getting to know every single person on there.
Oh, I love that so much.
It's the most amazing thing. And then seeing the progress that people make, and then we share it on our stories, and we share it on our feed. It's just so amazing.
All of your webinars have just been so helpful for our industry, and all the topics you touch are such vital topics.
Thank you.
So I'm super excited to do this one with
They
you.
have been such a hit, and I'm really excited to have you as a part of this, especially because we're talking about things that we could talk about in our sleep, things that we really know to our core. And I think that there's something different about a training when you really do niche down and only talk about what you really truly believe in. Like, you know this stuff. But anyhow, getting a little bit excited, back to the curls.
Yes.
So a quick little tip on that. If a client has naturally downturned lashes, you kind of have to use more of a lifted curl or an L curl or something like that, but something that provides a lot of lift. So that would be maybe for a really natural effect, you might use a CC curl, and for a little bit more drama, you might use a D curl, depending. There's so many factors, which we're gonna get into this. Like, there's like the eyelid skin, and there's like the if it is the eye deep set, how exactly. There's so much to it, but brow spacing and all that stuff. But
all of it.
But just speaking generally, you might want to use for natural looks CC curl, for more dramatic looks either D curl or L curl, versus if someone's eyes are already, or someone's natural lashes are already uplifted, then your drama might come from using a B or a C curl.
Exactly.
So there's so much to it. You really do have to understand the products, the functions of them, and then also really analyze your client and decide what do they need.
And another point, like on that topic, is sometimes you look at an eye and some of their natural lashes are curly and then some are downturned.
Yeah.
So there you might need to mix the curls and like compensate for that to make it look more symmetrical.
Different curls on different layers. There's like a world of knowledge. Again, guys, come join this webinar if you want to hear more about that. But I think, even though I want to go into this topic, I'm going to do it right now.
I nail it.
I want to tell everything right now. We can't obviously do that in this video, but if you want more information, please do check it out below. And if you're someone who's like, I want to hang out with these girls in real life, I want to come to an in-person training, we're also doing some of those very soon too. Do you want to talk a little about that?
Absolutely, yeah. So March 29th in British Columbia, we're going to be hosting a symmetrical lash styling course in person. So this is a one-day event, and it's going to have all the information you need to become a lash styling expert. This is going to be here at the Lost Artistry headquarters, and there's limited seating, so reserve that while you can. After that, we're also going to be hosting a course in Toronto on advanced artistry, and this is going to be April 13th.
And then we have some other in-person trainings coming up all around the world. Actually, that's another thing Rebecca is going to be doing at Lost Artistry, is traveling around the world, going to conventions, doing in-person trainings. And the ones that we have coming up in the very near future are, one, you're gonna be at the ILE convention, but she's not gonna be at this in-person training, but same kind of concept. But for the upcoming in-person trainings, we're gonna be in Arizona. We're gonna be doing a training on March 15th in Arizona. This is the advanced portion of our lash show. It's really becoming a master at your craft. So you wanna have done at least a little bit of classic and volume in order to come to any of these classes, because we really dive into the advanced side of lashing in these. So we're gonna be doing it March 15th there. Rebecca's gonna be at ILE. So there's also a convention called ILE happening that is so great. If you want to build a community, going to these conventions is such an amazing way to do so. And reach out below if you want a discount. If you're near Arizona or you want to go to Arizona and join this, we do actually have discounts for that convention as well. But outside of that, we are going to be going to Toronto doing that exact same class on April 13th this year, 2025. And then right after that, we're going to be heading back to the other side of Canada and doing one on June 8th, the exact same course in Vancouver, British Columbia. Guys, all beautiful places to visit. If you want to travel to us, that would be amazing. Otherwise, Jinx. Alrighty guys, I think that sums up today's video.
I guess it does. This has been such a pleasure. I'm so honored to be a part of the Lost Artistry team, and I'm just so thankful. So I just want to say that. So thank you.
And we're so happy to have you. You're the best. Okay, guys, we didn't even tell you. You gotta like, comment, subscribe. You gotta like, comment, and subscribe.
You gotta do it.
If you like this video and you wanna see more from myself, the Lost Artistry team, and Rebecca. See you in the next one.
Bye.